Grand rising, grand rising, grand rising to my brothers and my sisters, gods and goddesses, kings and queens of the four corners of the earth. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Ocean of Truth with your host, Rabenu. And today we'll be discussing part 2 of the continuation of my last video. How do we overcome evilness? How do we overcome modern day evilness? Yes. As I get into it, today we're going to be discussing about the way how the system is designed. The way how the system is designed. And we all know that the system is designed in a type of way against us. It's not in our favor. I just wanted to highlight something from my last video of Haile Selassie, the Emperor of Ethiopia, when he went to the League of Nations to address them, when he gave his historic and prophetic address to the delegates at the League of Nations at Geneva. This speech, what he gave, and the results of the speech, that they never helped him when he came addressing them, and all the deals and all of the deals what he made, that if anybody trying to invade the land, that they will help him. So he came addressing them, looking for help, and they never helped him. I just wanted to start off the video today about this issue, just to highlight that event back in Geneva was in 1936. This is 19 years ago. So we could see, because that's our evidence that it's been a while that the system is designed against us and is not in our favor. We're living in an evil system which is designed by white supremacists and is designed against us, only in the favor of those who is not of colored skin. Yes, this system, what it designed, the playbook, what it designed, the foundation is based off of lies. That's what the foundation is based off of, lies. From everything is a lie. What they teach in the schools is lies. What they teach in churches is lies. Everything on TV is illusion and lies. Everything around you is lies. The government institution is all about lies. And most practically everything what they are doing is based on lies. That's their morality. Lies. They have the spirit of lies in them. The only way we can counteract this evil is when we stand up against these things and we start to speak up. Silence is consent, so we can't stay silent. We need to speak up. We need to stand up, rise up, and speak up. And especially speak about the truth, about everything. The truth about everything, about our ancient civilization, about the people who discovered things, about the people who invented things, about every truth since the sun has been shining, since the sun has been shining and setting till now. We're supposed to speak the truth and raise awareness around our peers and around our loved ones and our peers, our friends, our relatives, our colleagues. Yes, raise the awareness. Yes, the system which they design is based off of hatred. Hatred is their system, because we could see from that speech what Haile Selassie gave in 1936 that they had a hatred for the African nation, and they had a hatred especially for Ethiopia because it was one of the strongest African nations, and they tried to invade it, but it was never accomplished. That feat was never accomplished. You know, he came to the League of Nations asking for help, and they never helped him. But the energies, the sacred forces was there, and we overcome the Italian aggressors. Italian aggression. We overcome. We defeated Mussolini. So it just shows you that more time, and especially in this time, because nothing new under the sun, that we wanted, we needed their help, because they would never help us. What we need is to be united. United we stand, divided we fall. We need to come together, because when all of us come together, it's in the so-called Bible, where 1 or 2 or 3 people are gathered, he is in the midst. So you're supposed to know what our scripture in the verse is trying to, what our scripture in the Bible is trying to outline. It's outlining that unity is strength. Divided, we're gonna fall. When we unite in the 4 corners of the earth, is there where we're gonna get things gonna start to happen. When we unite wholeheartedly with our full intention, then we're gonna be starting to accomplish things and take over. May I say, take back what they have stolen from us, take back what we own. Yes. So you can see that the system, since way before World War II, the way how they design the system is based on hatred. And the only way we could counteract this is by start loving our own self. We need to start to love ourselves more, even more. At this very moment, if anyone listening to this video or hearing this video or watching this video, you need to start to love yourself more. Love yourself more. Love your environment more. Nature and your surroundings, you need to love it more. That's the only way we're gonna counteract. We're gonna overcome this modern day evilness which the system has designed. We need to love ourselves more, love nature more. Don't be throwing no garbage in nature. Don't be just throwing things on the ground. Throw the things in the garbage bin. Do not be pissing all over, or especially in nature. Have respect for yourself. Find a restroom and there you go, you urinate. Let we do what we need to do, because that's our task as spiritual beings, as guardians of light. Yes. So that's the way how we're gonna start to combat that evilness which the system has designed, because it's designed based on lies and based on hatred. The other one I observe for myself is it based on pain, because the system is never designed in a favor for us colored people. So which is a lot of us just find ourselves in a cobweb within the system, and it results of giving us pain, whether it be in relationships, whether it be relationships falling apart, and then in the system women have all the rights. So the kind of things in Europe, the kind of rules they have in place in America, what some women does, take your child from you, and all sort of things. The pain and the emotional pain what we just go through sometimes, men and women, because women just go through different things too. You got married, it don't go as planned, it fall apart, you gotta get divorced, and everything what you all built up from a house what you buy to everything gotta get shared immediately. You know, it's a lot of things in the system, how they design the system is based off of pain, that you will get hurt, emotionally hurt, because a lot of us is not awakened to the facts of what's going on. So we are naive and we thinking, well, this system, this is what it is, and we want to be a good person. To be a good person is to follow all the rules in this system. But that is not so. It's not so, and I'm here to say it's not so. So this is where a lot of us is fall by the wayside. A lot of us is trying to fit in our workplaces, the evil work institutions, trying to fit in government institutions, which is evil institutions. We just try to fit in the schools institution, which is evil institutions. We try to fit in all over in these institutions, in this system, cobweb matrix, what they design and not in favor of us, but against us, against who we be, against the black nation, against Africa, against black people on a general, to keep their foot on our neck, to keep us down, oppressed, so we can't rise and make it. I'll go back again to the part 1 of how we overcome modern day evilness. We could see that when Haile Selassie went to Geneva to address them, that he addressed them, not only he addressed them seeking for help, no, but it's also to let them see and highlight the evilness within the institutions, because on contract agreed upon, if anybody is trying to invade their country, the League of Nations would help them. And we saw that even after that speech, they never helped him. They wanted Mussolini to invade Ethiopia. And when Haile Selassie said, today it'll be us today, but tomorrow it'll be you, he was prophesying, because right after that, they didn't win the war. We won that victory. Ethiopia is the only continent in Africa which was never colonized. That's the sacred forces again. And that's when you hold your faith and stand on faith. There's nothing could beat that. We could see that the prophetic word of Haile Selassie even came back after that, where one of their own kind arise, that was Hitler, and he tried to almost do what Donald Trump is doing right now. He wanted to have dominion over the Western world. And this was prophetic things Haile Selassie done told them already in Geneva back in 1936 on the day of June the 30th. It's nothing new under the sun. Even right now, it's nothing new under the sun. So we have to know that the modern day evilness, what we face it, and the evilness, how the system designed it, how they design everything within the institutions of school, housing, work, government, banking institution, everything, religious institution, everything is evilness. It's all a part of their evilness. And is this modern day evilness is what we're fighting against. I have a colleague, and I remember a day he from Greece, and we was debating, and he was explaining to me how the Greek pioneers of them in their history. He was giving me the name, but I forgot the name of the person, and he was saying that one of these Greek people but I know this same person came to Africa and got his studies. He said this Greek person had like an ideology that everything is in 1.6 scale. And the dude was trying to explain to me what it means that everything is in 1.6 scale. And don't forget with the Greeks and with the Europeans and all of them, where they came and they learned. And it was really surprising to know something about a scale, because as we know, the scale is very important in African spirituality. The scale. Same way like on the wall, the scale. So he was explaining how they have a mentality like everything is 1.6, so nothing is balanced. Everything is just tip off the balance. But how he explained it is like, and the 1.6 it tips. How it like it's not balanced. It's just a little off balance. 1.6. I got it clearly. Nothing is in balance. Everything is just a little off balance. But the off balance it is in off balance towards evilness. That's why we having these type of things on earth. So our mission as spiritual beings, as spiritual guardians of light, we are here to tipple that scale back to the balance, because it's right now off balance. It's not balanced. That's why we're having so many things going on this earth. So many genocide, so many things. People is dying, hunger, starvation. Every day, humankind is getting oppressed. It's so much. So much we could talk about. So much we could talk about. But yet so little time I will have, because it will be days to talk about all these things and all this evilness, what is taking place at this very moment in this world at this time. Right? You having the biggest criminal, right? Who's out here saying that he's locking up criminals, he's going out locking up criminals, while this guy himself is a big criminal. Big rapist, pedophile, fraudster, money laundering, everything in one, but he's the president of the United States. You know what I mean? We have Israel, and other thing, when Haile Selassie came to Geneva back in 1936, Israel was not even on the map. I just want to put that one out there. Israel wasn't even on the map. How Israel came about is a French architect again was cut and made a Suez Canal, because that whole thing was Africa. It's a French architect will cut out a piece between Africa and there the Middle East, and there's how they have a Suez Canal. That's what they call it, and that's how these things came about. And 1940 something, where Israel came about, right? But today Israel is one of the major players on the board and causing all of the evilness, from genocide in Gaza to coming and making Trump be their puppet on the string to start war in Iran. Yes. Right? To keep pushing their dirty religion. Because in the dirty religion, the God of Israel, you don't have no God of nowhere else. Only the God of Israel is good. Only the God of Israel is so good. And only the God of Israel is this and that and that and this. People, we need to wake up and start to stand up against all these lies. The lies is evilness. Lying is evilness. When somebody lies, it's an evil spirit. All these lies we need to stand up and fight against. Silence is consent. So we can't sit down and be silent. We need to get up and fight. We need to get up and stand up, and we need to speak, and we need to fight. Right? In everything what we say, we need to get up at this moment and we need to start to fight. Silence is consent. Our ancestors, they fought. Not only the stories that, hey, they only came, looted, plundered, took us, brought us on boats to the New World, kill us and everything. No. That ain't only the stories. A lot of us fought. They didn't tell us the stories about the 500 plus slaves who fought, who burned plantations, who killed slave masters and all these things. Don't forget Haiti. Yeah, don't forget Haiti. Because Haiti was the other one. They revolted against the slave master. Yeah, they revolted against the slave master. Let me give a shout out to Tula from Curacao. Yes, these are slaves who revolt against the slave master. Right? So it's the same way. Nothing new under the sun. And when the time come again, we have to do the same thing. So I'm talking to the real ones, I'm talking to the real spiritual beings, and I'm talking to the real people who really out here standing on business and ready to die for a cause. Right? And that's what it is. So the only way to combat and overcome modern day evilness within the system which they design is that we have to start to boycott all these institutions. School institutions, we're going to start to create our own schools for the next generation. Housing institutions, we're going to start to train our children how to save money at a young age, that at a young age they will buy their own house. They will be homeowners. And also about going to school, and not everybody could be or have that position, but some of them could be managers and CEOs of these housing companies and real estate businesses, right? Banking institutions, we have enough rich black people, men and women, leaders who have enough money. They could come together, put the resources together, yeah, right, and create their own bank. Shout out to Dr. Martin Luther King's daughter for opening the first black bank in America. Shout out to her. The government institutions, right? We as black people, we need to boycott all what they're doing, and we need to find solutions. Whether it's going to be community solutions with each other, that way we'll be coming together in the four corners of the earth. Four corners of the earth. We need to be start making seminars and conferences where we'll be coming together, sharing ideas and planning how we can break free and make Africa great again. These are type of things. We need our own governance. We need government by the people, for the people. You understand? You understand me? Yes, my people have. So this was part 2 on how we can overcome modern day evilness. Yes. And the system, the way how the system designed. And they designed it that every institution in it, whether it be the medicine institution, school institution, housing institution, banking institution, government institution, religious institution, all of them is based on lies, hatred, and pain. It works against us, not in the favor of us, the black people. So yes, my brothers and sisters, gods and goddesses, kings and queens, thanks for tuning in to another episode of Ocean of Truth. I'm your host, Rabenu, and until the next video, I'm out.